All right. Okay, so hi everyone, good evening. Yeah, nice to hear from all of you. So, uh, as some of you were mentioning, right, you all already have experience with building small applications in the app dev course 1 and 2. And one objective of this course is to take you through the software development process, right? How is it usually done in industry? What are the different phases of software development? What are different tools used? What are different processes, right? And of course, there isn't a one step or a one size fits all model, right, which all companies throughout the world use, right? Software development, it's very different for within different sectors, within even in a particular sector, it depends on the company, the culture, the management, a lot of things, right? But through this course, we want you to get a sense of, how it's developed, what are the different phases, what are the different tools used, right? So when you or when you move to the industry, right? At least these terms which you heard, these processes which you followed in the lectures, right? At least you will be aware, right, of how to go about working in the industry, right? And in this course, right, you might have seen or started watching the lectures, and you might have gone through the portal, right? So there are some parts in this course which are a little different, right? So one of them is this thing known as an LXT, or a learner extension trajectory. So what LXTs are nothing but extra resources, reading resources, video resources, which supplements or maybe even complements what we have been learning in a particular week, right? It's maybe something, some extra information about that topic, which can help you understand the topic better, right? It might give a different angle to what we are studying, right? And you can explore that. And associated with that, there is a small quiz which you can do, right? And another component is the LXI, or learner experience interaction, where uh, you might have seen some uh, posts on Discourse, right? Where we ask you a very focused question, right, related to what you learned in that particular week. And then you uh, post your response and also comment on responses which your peers have given, right? And through this, right, through this dialogue, we hope that you will uh, get to hear of different perspectives, apply some reasoning, right, and also start. Yeah, and in the past offering, we have seen some very interesting discussions happening, right? And I hope all of you will be active on Discourse, especially for these LXIs. And associated with that LXI, there is a reflection quiz, where it's a simple quiz asking you to reflect on what you posted and how many posts you replied to and all of that, right? So this component, right, LXTs, LXIs, it's not it is graded, right? I'm not able to recollect how much percentage, but there is a small percentage associated with it, right? And as some of you are asking, if I miss one, uh, is it okay? So ideally, you should try on, right? We want you to learn through this as well. But uh, since the grade, I mean, uh, the weightage isn't too high, right? We have deliberately not kept it too high. Uh, and if you miss one or two, I think it should be okay. That's a call which you all should take, right? Uh, yeah. So that is one component of this course, which is a little different compared to the others. Right. So I hope that all of you will actively participate, right, on discourse, right, post your perspectives and get to uh, comment on others' posts as well. Right? And another important component of this course is the course project, right? So the software engineering, if you see like that, it's a very dry course. It's just theory, techniques, processes. Um, and unless you apply all of this, right, it will just be like a plain theory course, right? And that's why we thought for this course, this the project component is very important, right? And it gives you an opportunity to apply what you have learned in each week, right, into the software project, right? And uh, we will be discussing the different parts and milestones. So each week you will be incrementally working on the project, and hopefully by the end of the course you will have a working prototype ready, wherein you would have used some tools, you would have used practices, processes, right, which are used in the industry, right? So that's the goal of the software project. So I think I'll hand it over to Ankur, Arup, and Piyush, right, to talk a little more in detail about the projects, right, about the project component. Um, Before that, if any of you have any questions, yeah, we can talk about it for some time now. All right. Uh, okay, good. So, yeah, over to you all, Ankur and others, so you can take it from here.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So I think your queries have already been answered for now. So let's like discuss something about the project. All the terms may not be understood by you that we would be using in this, but this is important for you to know the deadlines and the structure that you would have to focus on the project so that you can plan your project submissions and your project work accordingly. Okay, so tell your friends also, those who have not been able to attend this session, that go and see the recording so that they also know the details of the project submission. Okay, so I will share the screen. Okay, Arup, this is visible, right?
Yeah, visible.
Okay, okay, guys. So firstly, uh, the problem statement, this is not the same as the last term's problem statement. And so this time we are focusing on another problem that is related to students support responses. Okay, so the problem that you would be solving, the system you would be developing this time is for online support ticket system for the IITM BSc degree program. So you all would be aware of the issues that you are facing, and let's try to solve a practical problem using the knowledge that you gain in the lectures. So the support team at the IITM BSc degree program, they get often they get overwhelmed with the emails from students, and especially during the registration time or some other times when there are a lot of queries in a very short duration. So your task is to create an online support ticketing system for this program where students can create a ticket and for whatever query they have. And before they create a ticket, they should be able to know that this ticket has already been, this query is already been asked, so that they don't create redundant queries and overwhelm the support staff. And they should have the option to check that this query has been already sent, and they should be able to just add a like or plus one, and so that they can whenever the response is been sent for that ticket, they also receive it. Okay, so there are two purpose to for the likes and plus one. One is that the support knows that how many people are facing this issue, and the second is that they also get the response. And the so after the support team addresses the concern, they can mark the ticket as resolved. This is what your system should support. And an appropriate notification should be sent to all the concerned users. And another important feature of the ticketing system that the project should focus on is dynamic FAQ updation. Like many students concerns can be FAQs. They may not be specific student related or specific very specific concerns. They could be common concerns, so those can be recorded as FAQs. If appropriate, the support query and response should be added to the FAQ section by support admin and appropriately categorized, so that an updated FAQ will be readily available to students. The place platform should also allow users to enroll as a student, support staff, and admin. So for the basic structure and for the sake of completion, this is the way we are going to enroll the students and the support staff and the admins. There can be other ways, but for consistency, we want all of you to go through the enrollments from the system itself. And please pay attention on this. Apart from the standard requirement, you can also think of other features which can add value to users. So these are not the only requirements or what we can say that the features that your system should support. So in this, we are here to learn not just the coding. It is more of the complete software life, like process that you use to develop the software. Okay, so the hence the complete specifics like are not being given to you in the statements for each and every feature that you have to develop, because we want our goal is not to focus on the coding. The goal of the project is for you to come up with specific user requirements, design interfaces, APIs, etc., using the knowledge, practices, and tools that we discuss in the course lectures. So this we have already mentioned that apart from standard requirements, you can come up with any features and you can add that into your system. So the focus of the submission, as I already said, is not only on a working model. Rather, every deliverable, every milestone is equally important, and the focus is on the process of developing the project rather than the final product. So now this is a group project, and you are free to choose your groups. If you are not able to, then we will create randomly we'll create groups for you. The size of the group should be at least 2 members and at most 3. So please start discussing with your batchmates for forming the groups, and we'll just float a Google form where you can fill in the group details. Okay. For the rest of the students who do not fill by the deadline, that is Sunday, 5th of February, we will randomly allot groups. So there will be 6 milestones, like you can say 6 submissions for you that you will have to focus on. The first submission will be at the end of week 3. That would be describing the user requirements. Second would be related to user interfaces at the end of week 5. Third milestone will be at the end of week 6. That will be based on scheduling and design. So the week 6 and week 12, there are no courseworks. You just have to focus on week projects. And after end of week 8, there will be another milestone, milestone 4, API endpoint submission. Milestone 5 will be at the end of week 9, and there you have to detail the test plan. And after the end of week 12, there will be a final submission, that is milestone 6. As already said, the week 12 is there's no coursework released in week 12 also. Now let's describe a bit more about the milestones. And like I said earlier, all the terminologies may not be relevant to you at this point, but as you progress in the course, you will understand everything. So the deadline will be 12th of February. That will be the end of week 3 submission. Like uh, this is for user requirements. You have to identify users of the application, like primary, secondary, tertiary users. You have to write user stories for the requirements, and use smart guidelines discussed in the lectures. Uh, and please pay attention that for consistency, the user story should be in the format: as a user, I want to do this, something, something, so that I get this. Okay, got it? For example, as a user, as a student, I want to be able to register myself in the portal so that I can use that login to uh, register, like so that I can use those credentials to log in to the portal in the future. Now, the second milestone, that will be 26th February, and in this you have to submit the details of the user interfaces. You have to create a storyboard for the application. It can be a PPT or even a video. You have to embed that in the PDF submission of the week. So please pay attention that except one, we'll come to that, most of your submissions document should be in PDF format. Okay, except one that we'll discuss. And these slides we'll upload on the portal, and also the video will be available on YouTube. Okay, Aditya? Yeah, then you have to create low fidelity wireframes for the identify user stories. So these terminologies may not be relevant, so I'm going fast on these things. You have to apply usability design guidelines, heuristics discussed in the lectures to come up with the wireframes. You will understand what the wireframes are, and you have to design those, and you have to add those to your submission documents. Then the third milestone will be at the end of week 6. That will be 5th of March. You can consider this as the half. After this, that half of your project work is done. In this, you will have to come up with a project schedule, and you will get to know what are sprints, what are scrums, and you have to describe those also. You have to give the Trello boards and Gantt charts specifying your tasks and contributions. So as this is a team project, so these all things comprises of how efficiently teamwork can be done. Okay, so there are tools for doing project scheduling. You should use one of them, like Pivotal Tracker, Jira, that would be described in some tutorials. Now you have to give a design of the components, high level design, describe different components of your system. Then there should be a software design description that includes the basic class diagrams. We also want you to, this is very important, that we also want you to give minutes of a few scrum meetings that you would do within your teams. Okay, and all these things should be reported as a PDF document. Then there the milestone 4, that will be at the end of week 8, 19th of March. Like it should contain description of the API endpoint, and the details of the API endpoints will be provided with the problem statement that we'll upload in the project section on portal. And your submission of only this milestone should be as a YML file. All other submission should be as PDF format. Milestone 5 will be your test plan. That is what are the test cases that you tests that you are planning. Okay, So you are required to design at least a few test cases in the format as given here, where you have to specify what page of your system you are testing, what are the inputs provided to that test, what is the expected output. After running, what is the actual output? Is the result a success or a failure? And we also want you to write some basic unit tests. You don't have to write unit test for each and every feature or function. You just have to write. We just want to check that if you have learned the guidelines. The technology would be specified, Afnan. We'll come to that in a while. Okay. So yeah. So using PyTest, you should write some basic unit tests. Just that. Now milestone 6, that will be the final submission, and at the end of week 12, 16th of April, as you already said that week 12 there won't be any new content, course content would be released. So you can completely focus on the project in that week, and you can complete your project, whatever is left over, and do the final submissions. So in this, we expect you to complete the implementation and be ready with a working prototype. Okay. And your final project report should include detailed report on work done from milestone 1 through milestone 5. You can include all the details that you have submitted in these milestones from 1 to 5. You should also add your implementation details and technologies and tools that you have used. Also, where is your application hosted? If you have hosted it online somewhere. And very important, you should add a readme kind of file on that details and instructions on how to run your application. So these all should be in the repository. The other thing is we want you to add a section describing the code review, issue reporting, and tracking using screenshots. Now for tools for these would be described in the lectures how to do them. And the other thing that we need is a recorded presentation of the working model. Okay. Now the thing that Afnan was interested in, like the project technology that we have selected is Flask, because for consistency we have selected this. And the thing is that uh, you would be working in groups, right? So there should be a technology that every group member should know, otherwise you won't be able to efficiently collaborate. So that's why we have chosen a technology that you guys would have already learned in other previous courses. Those are mandatory courses. Okay. Now regarding the project submission, there will be your repositories would be configured on Google Classroom, and you will receive an email in which it would be described how to like create a single repository. We'll give you a template, and how to use Google Classroom and everything that would be shared with you on email, where one group can join this, like people can join in the same group and collaboratively work together using the repository. And the second thing that would be is that we would also be able to do a quantitative evaluation, and we would be able to track your progress through these repositories. But other students won't be able to see your repositories, only the instructors would be able to. Okay. So it is expected that you know the basic git operations. That also I think you guys would have already learned in your system commands course also. And in this course also there is a lecture on if to brush up your git knowledge. Now the repository structure, uh, don't think that we are enforcing anything for the repository structure. This repository structure details are only for the submission related part. So for document of for each milestone should be uploaded to a separate milestone directory. For that, the directory structure that will be already there in the template direct repository, and you guys will clone that template repository. So you will You won't have to work separately to create that structure. You will get that as soon as you created it from the template repository. And all your document files should be in PDF format as told, except the API documentation and for all the milestones. And you will have to upload this in the milestone directly. For your team work, you can use any format. If you want to like if you are creating some project report, if you want to use docx, or if you want to use latex, you can use those files, and you can use put them anywhere in your repository, and you can work within your team as you want. At the end, when your document is final, just convert it to the a PDF and put it in the desired milestone directly. This is what is expected from you. For all your code and other files that you want to use for your use to share with your team, you can choose any directory structure. You can put it anywhere in your repository. There is no restriction for that. That repository is your, you can use it as you want, except for the milestone PDF submissions and environment submission. Now there will be two types of project evaluation. One would be peer evaluation, that you guys would have done in other courses also. So on the similar lines, we'll be doing peer evaluation, and guidelines rubrics would be shared with you guys on how to evaluate. Second would be instructor evaluation, that would be by us. So we will evaluate your submissions, and we'll also evaluate your project repository for like how much each member in the team collaborated and all those things. And what we will be focusing on in the final submission is the overall design of the project. Like in the design of the project, we'll also be focusing on the consistency of the designs. Like in last submissions, we have observed that you start with some user requirements. At the end, while implementing some other requirements have been implemented. So this is not how the design works. So this is not how software development works. So that would be our focus. Like if you are focused on the project, this you won't face these issues. The second thing for evaluation would be how do you work within your team. Okay, so that's why we have asked for code review and issue reporting and tracking and all those things to be included in the final project report. And how do you use efficient coding practices discussed in the lectures. Yeah, as you have already seen in other courses, and now you guys would be aware that here in this program, plagiarism is not accepted at all. So just for you guys to have a heads up, and this thing is in your mind, we want you guys to submit this declaration in the first submission, in the user requirement submission. Just upload a PDF for as a declaration along with the other submission PDF. So the other submission PDF would be only a single PDF by team members, but this one would be separate, one for each member of the team. Okay, so this is it from the project details. We would add a bit more details when we upload these things on the project section. Yeah, for from the portal point of view, there will be a separate project section. Like you have week 1, week 2. So everything related to project, all the announcements and any new things or everything will be added in that gradually. Okay, so there will be only one section for the project before at the top of week 1. So any queries, anybody? Arup, if you want to add anything.
No, Ankur, it's fine.
Okay, Rajesh, if I have missed anything.
No, no, Pritadeep raised his hand. Yeah,
Yeah. So
Pritadeep, you can.
let's go to the queries.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question regarding the tech stack. So the only thing you mentioned was we will be using Flask since everybody is everybody is aware of Flask and how it works.
Yes.
So my question is, back in modern application development too, we had also used stuff like Vue.js and Redis and some other stuff for
Yes.
our projects. So can we use those as well, or it will strictly be only Flask and nothing else?
Uh, Rajesh, Arup?
Yeah, yeah. So I think the front end, this and all, I think you can use Vue or whatever you want. We thought basically, since all of you know Flask and even Vue, right? Vue.js
Right,
also.
Vue.js, yeah.
Yeah, I think all of you know, all of you know that. So I think you can go ahead with that. So in your team, right? If it shouldn't be that one person knows React and the other person doesn't know React, and you're if you try to work together, it will be difficult, right? So that's why if everyone in your team knows a particular technology, front end technology, uh, we are okay with that. But the uh, web development framework should be Flask, mainly for consistency in grading, for us also to check your code and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. And one last question in this regard. So the only requirement that you have stated is that Flask should be used for the backend, and any front-end framework that we use, all the group members should have knowledge of that same framework. So
Yeah.
does
It's
this
within.
extend also to the database that will be used? Can we, for example, if all of us know Mongo, can we use Mongo instead of SQLite that was taught in Mat 2?
Your team should be comfortable with
Okay,
whatever you choose.
got it, sir. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, Afnan. So yes, by default, we want you to use the technologies which you have learned in the previous courses, right? So if someone uses Mongo, whereas someone uses SQL Alchemy, we won't differentiate based on what technology stack you use. So even if you looked at the different milestones, technology stack and all comes later only, and we won't differentiate between groups which are using different technology stacks. But we would encourage all of you to use technologies like Flask, SQL Alchemy, and Vue and all, because all of you know that, right? And you have you have developed projects in that. So yeah, we encourage you to use uh, those technologies. Yeah, that's I think that's what we wanted to say. Anyone else? Arup, do you want to add something?
Yeah. That's the kind of requirement we have given. It's fine. Like whatever they have done in AppDev 1 and 2, those technologies could be used. No problem.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Preetadip. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sir, one last question regarding the deadlines themselves. So, actually, even for example, in our previous, say, machine learning project, we had these milestones, but those milestones were like they did not have any specific deadline associated with them. So, here, from what I understand, is those deadlines are hard deadlines, and we have to make whatever submissions are related to that milestone within the deadline itself. Am I correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
And
yeah, go ahead.
sir, the deadline for making the groups, I think that was given on 5th till 5th February. Can we have an extension from that or not?
I think the others can comment on it, Ankur and
Because I mean,
yeah.
I'm honestly from my perspective, I have some like other engagements as well on my like in my offline college. So fifth
Then
fifth will be
let
really
us try to make it by fifth. If it is not happening, we can check out. Right? Let us try to make it by fifth,
S-
because fifth is still today is first, right? We're having 5 days.
Yeah, you just have to decide the team. You don't have to do anything else.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, got it, sir. Got it.
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't have to do any submission except the Google form. You have to just submit the names, nothing else.
Yeah.
Understood, sir. Okay. And all these submissions that we are talking about, those will be directly onto the repo, and no other like portal submission will be required. Is that correct?
We will come to that in some time. We'll let you know that because of peer evaluation, we may have to do portal submissions.
Or do we have peer evaluations as well in this project?
Yes, that is why we are thinking of the portal submission also. So even if there will be portal submission, it would just be one PDF upload every 2 weeks that you would have
Okay.
already you already would have available on your repository.
Okay,
From
sir.
there,
Got
you
it.
just have
Got it.
to upload it. Yeah. Any other queries, guys?
Will we have a separate discourse category for project, or will it be integrated into the software engineering category as well?
Good point. I think we can have it.
Okay. Okay. No, generally for all other projects in the diploma level, we have a separate project category. So that is why I was asking this.
The
Yes, yes, thank you.
category we're not making, we'll have a thread and we'll have a tag separately because it is part of the same subject, right? It's the same course. For most of the other subjects having courses, like they are having the project and the actual code separately, right?
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
here, what we'll do, we'll have a separate thread and
Okay.
we'll have a tag also for project.
Okay. By category, if you meant like a new course, we won't have that, as Arup said.
Yeah. I meant a discourse category, like separate course. Yeah. That is what I
No, no,
meant. Yeah.
we'll have a thread for that.
So all project related discussions we are expected to ask in only one single thread, is it?
No, no, not like that. Tags will define, but see, there won't be a lot of threads for project related queries.
Okay. Got it.
Okay,
Understood, sir.
some
Yeah.
threads would suffice. This is what
Got it.
we have learned from last course.
Yeah, or we can, for each milestone, we can have a separate thread, right? If, like, for example, milestone one is approaching, we can have a thread for milestone one and you all can post your queries there.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a good idea
Yeah.
also.
That can be done. Yeah.
Any other inputs, not just queries from you guys? We can have on-demand sessions if required, but we don't have separate sessions for project related. So this is a degree course, right? So we don't want you to overburden with a lot of sessions. So this is what our plan has been for the degree level students. But we will create a WhatsApp group as we did last time. There, if required, we can plan for a on-demand session. Yes, Ritudeep. Those
Uh,
both will be discussed in detail.
yeah. Okay, I have to drop off now. But if you all have any queries, okay, post it on Discourse. We are happy to help. Yeah, we'll try addressing it in the live sessions also, right? Okay. All the best to all of you. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot for
Thanks.
joining.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we are also approaching towards the end. So if there are no queries, let's meet in the next session.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so thanks a lot, guys, for joining. Please
Thank you, sir.
inform all your friends to check the recording.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks,
Sir,
everybody.
sir, when we will get this slide?
By tomorrow, it should be
Okay.
uploaded.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can you provide the link to the playlist for, not the playlist, sorry, the channel for this, the
Yeah,
YouTube channel
tomorrow
for
we'll
this
give it.
course?
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow we'll.
yeah,
Okay, okay, got it, sir, got it.
we'll send you a notification in email.
Sure, sir, understood. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Arup, Piyush.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Can we stop the recording?